Hello, my name is Sam. I'm a student. I learn English. I want to speak English. Well, this is my story. You can read my story. You can learn English with me. I live in a small town with my family. Every morning, I wake up early because I have a big dream. My dream is to speak English fluently. I know it is not easy, but I believe that every big success begins with a small step. When I first started learning English, I knew only a few words. I could say, hello, thank you, and goodbye. I wanted to speak more, but I was afraid. I thought my English was not good enough. Every time I wanted to speak, I worried that I would make mistakes. One day, my English teacher said something that changed my life forever. She smiled and said, Sam, don't be afraid of mistakes. Every mistake teaches you something new. If you keep practicing every day, your English will become better. Her words gave me hope. That evening, I made an important decision. I took a notebook and wrote one sentence on the first page. I will practice English every single day. The next morning, I woke up 30 minutes earlier than usual. I opened my English book and started reading a short story. At first, it was very difficult. There were many new words that I did not understand. Sometimes I read the same sentence 3 or 4 times before I understood its meaning. Instead of giving up, I wrote every new word in my notebook. Then I looked up the meaning and repeated the word aloud several times. Every day, I learned 5 new words. Every day, I read one short English story. Every day, I listen to English for at least 20 minutes. Slowly, something amazing started to happen. After 1 week, I understood more words. After 1 month, I could read simple stories without stopping all the time. After 3 months, I felt more confident when speaking English in class. My classmates noticed the difference. One of them asked me, Sam, how did your English improve so quickly? I smiled and answered, I didn't become better in one day. I became better because I never stopped practicing. That was the beginning of my English learning journey. I didn't know it yet, but this small habit was about to change my life forever. My first conversation in English. The next week, I decided to do something I had never done before. I wanted to speak English every day, even if it was only for a few minutes. The first person I practiced with was my English teacher. When I entered the classroom, I smiled and said, Good morning, teacher. How are you today? She smiled back and replied, I'm very well, Sam. How are you? I was nervous, but I answered, I'm fine. Thank you. It was only a short conversation, but I felt proud of myself. For the first time, I spoke English without giving up. After school, I went home and stood in front of a mirror. I looked at myself and started speaking English. Hello, my name is Sam. I am a student. I love learning English. One day, I will speak English fluently. At first, it felt strange. I made many mistakes. Sometimes I forgot simple words. Sometimes my pronunciation was not correct. But I remembered my teacher's advice. Practice every day. Never be afraid of mistakes. So I continued. Every evening, read English stories aloud for 30 minutes. I listened to English conversations on my phone. Whenever I learned a new word, I used it in a sentence. Slowly, my vocabulary became larger. One day, my friend David came to me and said, Sam, your English is getting much better. How do you practice every day? I smiled and answered, I don't wait for the perfect time. I practice every chance I get. David liked my idea. From that day, we started speaking English together during lunch break. Sometimes we laughed because we made funny mistakes. Sometimes we helped each other remember difficult words. Every conversation made us more confident. One afternoon, our teacher entered the classroom with exciting news. She said, Next month, our school will hold an English speaking competition. Every student is welcome to join. The classroom became quiet. My heart started beating faster. I had always dreamed of speaking English confidently. Maybe this was my chance. The English speaking competition. The day after our teacher announced the English speaking competition, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I wanted to join, but I was afraid. I had never spoken English in front of a large audience before. Many students in my class were better than me. They spoke English confidently and seemed ready for the competition. That evening, I told my parents about the competition. My father smiled and said, "Sam, every expert was once a beginner. Don't let fear stop you." And mother added, "Winning is good, but trying your best is even better." Their words gave me courage. The next morning, I registered for the competition. From that day, practiced harder than ever. I woke up early, read English stories aloud, learned 10 new words every day, and practiced my pronunciation in front of a mirror. I also recorded my voice and listened carefully to improve my speaking. After school, my friend David practiced with me. We asked each other simple questions and answered only in English. Sometimes we made mistakes, but instead of laughing, we corrected each other and kept practicing. Day by day, our confidence grew. One afternoon, my English teacher listened to my speech. After I finished, she smiled and said, "Excellent. Sam, speak slowly, smile, and believe in yourself. You are ready." Competition day finally arrived. Students from different classes filled the school hall. My heart was beating fast as I waited for my name to be called. I took a deep breath and reminded myself, "Stay calm. Do your best." Then the announcer said, "Our next speaker is Sam." I stood up, walked toward the stage, and smiled at the audience. My biggest moment. I walked onto the stage with a smile, but inside, I was very nervous. Hundreds of students, teachers, and judges were looking at me. For a few seconds, I forgot my first sentence. The room was completely silent. I closed my eyes, took a deep breath, and remembered why I started learning English. I remembered all the mornings I woke up early, all the new words I learned, and every hour I spent practicing. Then I looked at the audience and began speaking. "Hello, everyone. My name is Sam today. I want to share my English learning journey with you." As I continued, my fear slowly disappeared. My voice became stronger and my confidence grew. I talked about my mistakes, my daily practice, and how I never gave up, even when learning English was difficult. The audience listened carefully. Some students smiled, and I saw my teacher nodding proudly. That gave me even more confidence. When I finished my speech, the hall became quiet for a moment. Then everyone started clapping loudly. I couldn't believe it. I had done better than I expected. A few minutes later, the judges announced the winners. Third place, second place. Finally, one judge smiled and said, "First place goes to Sam." I was surprised. I walked to the stage again to receive my trophy and certificate. My teacher shook my hand and said, "I told you that hard work always brings success." I smiled and replied, "Thank you for believing in me." That day taught me an important lesson. Confidence doesn't come first. It comes after practice, patience, and never giving up. My English changed my life. After winning the English speaking competition, my life began to change. Many students came to me and asked, "Sam, how did you improve your English?" I always gave the same answer: practice every day. Never be afraid of making mistakes. From that day, I became more confident. I spoke English in class, read English books every week, and watched English videos to improve my listening. Every small step helped me become a better English speaker. A few months later, I received another opportunity. My teacher chose me to represent our school at a regional English event. I met many students from different cities. We talked in English, shared our experiences, and learned from each other. I realized that English was more than just a school subject. It was a language that connected people from all over the world. Today, I still learn English every day, because learning never stops. Every new word, every story, and every conversation makes me stronger. If you are learning English, remember this. Don't wait until your English is perfect. Start today. Speak every day. Read every day. Listen every day. One day, you will be surprised by how much you have improved. Thank you for reading my story. I hope it inspires you to keep learning English and never give up on your dreams. The end. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe for more. Learn English through story videos. Thank you for watching. See you in the next story.